Welcome to the presentation of my project. The project's name is, as you know, the AI Global News Aggregator. This tool basically leverages AI to summarize and translate global news articles, making information accessible in multiple languages. So, throughout the presentation, I'll walk you through the project, including the challenges that I faced, the solutions that I implemented, and even a live demo of the tool in action. So, what is this project all about? So, what are the features? What does it do exactly? So, it fetches the AI Global News Aggregator fetches news articles from various categories using the News API. Then these articles are summarized using OpenAI's GPT-4 model. Additionally, the summaries can be translated into various languages. Right now, we have support for like 7 or 8 languages, uh, and this makes the news accessible to users worldwide. So this process is seamlessly integrated into a user-friendly interface powered by Gradio, so allowing the users to interact with the news in real time. So let me take you to the demo site. This is actually the UI is basically in Gradio. So if you see in front of me, you have various categories from business, entertainment, general, health, science, sports, and technology. And you have another filter which also showcases different languages. So right now, like I said, we have around eight languages that we support, and we could further expand this as well in future. So I choose the category to my liking, and let's start with English, and let's see how it populates the languages. So if you see here, you get the headlines, you get the source, you get the summaries as well of the whole news article. It also takes you to the actual site from where the article was sourced as well. So that's also a very good feature that we have here. So if in case anyone wants to read the article thoroughly, they could go there as well. Similarly, if you choose a language, let's take Arabic for example. What it does is it summarizes the article in that respective language. So you got Arabic. So what it does is it translates the headlines and even the summary into Arabic. If you see here, all the way through below. Okay, taking you back to the flow diagram for this project. What it basically involves. So let's take a look at the overall flow of the global news aggregator. The user selects a news category here, and their preferred language. The system retrieves the latest headlines from the news API. These headlines are passed into the GPT-4 for summarization, and if a language is selected other than English, the summary is also translated accordingly. Finally, the results are displayed in the Gradio interface for the user to read or interact with. So what's happening in the backend? The most important part of the aggregator. So if you look at the backend, the first and foremost thing is actually fetching the news. So the function, so we have a function here called the fetch global headlines. So it retrieves the news article from the news API based on the category selected by the user. So this function ensures that we are getting the latest and most relevant headlines by calling the API in real time. What else is happening in the backend? Obviously, it's summarizing articles. That's the most important thing. So after the headlines are fetched, they are passed through the summarize article function, which you see here. And this function basically sends the article to the GPT-4 model, which generates a concise summary. Now, the goal here is to condense the news into a digestible information, capturing the key points, figures, and even the events from the news article, from each article for that matter, right? Okay, so we have optional feature, that is the translation feature. So for users who prefer to see the summaries in languages other than English, the translate text function translates the summarized text using GPT-4 once again. This allows users from different linguistic backgrounds to access the global news in their preferred language, so thus making the system more inclusive, right? Okay, this is the most interesting part. So, what are the challenges that we faced? Like all projects, there were challenges to overcome. One significant challenge that we faced was actually the API rate limits. A News API and Open API have limitations on how many requests can be made in a certain time frame, basically, especially for a free tier. To address this, I implemented what is known as a caching system. So this way, if a user requests the news more than once, right, within a short time frame, the cached data is retrieved instead of calling the API again. So this reduces the number of requests that you have or that hits the API. Another one is the error handling for incomplete articles. So some news articles lacked essential information like a title or a description, which could basically break the summarization process. So I solved this by adding an error handling step that skips the incomplete articles, right, and notifies the user if the content is unavailable. So that's how we that's how I sorted this issue here, for that matter. So here is basically the conclusion of the slide of the project. So AI news global news aggregator simplifies access to the global news by offering concise summaries in multiple languages. Leverages the GPT-4, so the system ensures the user receives real-time news updates efficiently summarized and translated to enhance accessibility. The challenges that I encountered, as you know, are the rate API and the incomplete articles. So we overcame this by implementing the caching mechanism and the error handling. So looking ahead, possibly I plan to implement additional features like voice reading of news summaries using the latest GPT TTS, that is the text to speech model, so which would allow users to listen to the news on the go. So that's about it. So thank you for your attention. I look forward to further enhancing this project or any other project in the upcoming days. So thank you once again, guys. So this is what it is all about. Have a nice day.